chicken doodle soup with the side of. Alright, guys, I'm going to be live here in 2 minutes, and actually in 1 minute. Now, let me get some other stuff set up here, and we'll wait for some people to join, and then we'll be getting started. Hopefully, you guys are all having a great Tuesday. I'm excited for this live stream, so let's get started here in 60 seconds. Guys, we'll be getting started here momentarily. Just wait a second. Hopefully everyone's having a great night. Thank you. Wow. Thank you for the likes. Before we even get started, we have 360 likes on TikTok. I love that. So let's kind of chit chat about what's going on here in the markets. And we're live on YouTube and TikTok, by the way. If you want to see the entire screen, head on over to my YouTube channel. Let me get everything set up here. And yeah. So let me get... No, we don't want to end it yet. We just started. So we are live now. Let's go over here. So I did buy a Bitcoin bot. The bot got in. Let me turn the music down. I feel like it's really loud. The bot did get into Bitcoin here at $113,400. The target is $115,637. That's where the bot wants to sell. If you guys are more curious about that, I can talk more about that later, but that is something I did do. Now, with that being said, I'm going to go over to my normal chart. And let's kind of see what's going on here in the market. So on the daily time frame, what's going on? Well, last time I was with us, last time I went live a few days ago, I said Bitcoin right now isn't in this rising wedge, and we could break down. Before I get too far into this, though, let's go over and look at the Crypto Fear and Greed Index. Right now, we're sitting at 50 on the Crypto Fear and Greed Index, so just something to take note of. And then I also always want to go look at Bookmap on the weekly. You still have a lot of liquidity at 130,000, a lot at 125. That's really the next macro target to the upside. That's where I say the most liquidity is at 125 and 130 on the weekly. Now, if you just go over to the right on the daily time frame, you can see that you have a lot of liquidity to the downside at 107, a lot at 108. Some at about 111, 112. And then, if you look to the upside here, we don't have a lot of liquidity except right below us at 114,000. So, we'll see what happens. So, you have a lot at 114. You have some at 113, not a lot. You have some at 111, not a lot. And you have quite a bit at 108. I see the most liquidity on the daily time frame still at 108,000. If we still get a move down, it wouldn't surprise me. But there's some things that make me... So Bookmap looks bearish to me, but there's some things that make me bullish on what's going on short term that can tell me that we can get a continuation to the upside here. So one of the first things that makes me bullish for where we're at on Bitcoin right now is the fact that the daily time frame, if you look at the stock RSI, it has been an uptrend ever since $108,500. We'll see what happens, but it does look like Bitcoin could continue up here, and this could be a higher low on the daily time frame. So that's one of the reasons that I do believe Bitcoin can continue higher here. Let me just do a sound check. So that's one reason that I see Bitcoin continuing up here, is that the daily time frame looks very bullish on the stock RSI. Thank you for the continuation of likes. I appreciate it. Yeah, and then on the 12-hour time frame, Bitcoin is overbought on the 12-hour time frame. That doesn't look fantastic to me. So... But like to me, this is what I see on the 4-hour and the 6-hour time frame. The 4-hour time frame was in this like bull pennant here. You could just recycle this line, and that's a bull flag with a measure move of approximately. It's definitely not the prettiest bull flag, but I would say that's a bull flag that is breaking out. And your measure move would be $120,000, so $119,000, $120,000. That I'll be honest, that's a pretty ugly bull flag, but I still see that as a bull flag here, and we'll see what happens. You know, it's an ugly bull flag, but the price action did consolidate sideways overall. It went down, looked like you were getting dumped, then you got back to the top of the flag again. And at this point, I see Bitcoin continuing approximately to 120,000. So $120,000, $26 is really the target for Bitcoin. So we'll see what happens. That's what I'm looking at would be about $120,000 on Bitcoin out of this ugly bull flag. I mean, the 3 hour time frame is oversold on the stock hour side. You're above the 200-day moving average, so I think that's very bullish on the 3 hour. The 2 hour looks pretty good overall. It doesn't look fantastic. 1 hour looks lower high. So I'm getting very mixed signals, and I will say Bookmap does not agree with the fact that we go up to 120,000. So the charts to me suggest we could get a move to 120, but Bookmap suggests we still go down to 108 at some point. It doesn't have to happen immediately, but we'll see what happens. I think if we really are going to go to 120, though, Bookmap does need to build some more liquidity to the upside around this level up here. And if I look on the weekly time frame, I don't see much liquidity at 120. Actually, I do see a decent amount at 120, but on the daily, I would like to see that, and I don't see it on the daily yet. So we'll see what happens. I do actually see some liquidity at 120, though, that could propel us higher. We'll see what happens. For right now, Bitcoin to me looks sketchy, to say the least. But I do see some bullish signs on various time frames. It doesn't seem all congruent or all confluent that we could get a move up. So we'll see what happens, guys. But it's kind of sketchy, on various time frames. It doesn't all the time frames don't line up for a move up. I could see a move up. It wouldn't surprise me, but usually the time frames all agree if you're going to get a bounce, and I don't see that happening right now. By the way, guys, if you guys have requests for altcoins, let me know in the comment section below. This is the usual day we go live on Tuesdays and Saturdays now, but it's not the normal time, so I didn't know what the turnout would be. But I'm busy later tonight. Thank you for the likes on YouTube. I do appreciate it. So that's kind of what we got going on right now. If you guys have requests for coins, let me know, and we'll look at them. But that's what I see going on. Short term, I don't really want to see Bitcoin lose about 114. If Bitcoin loses 114, it's no bueno. We really need to bounce out here at this falling wedge. I don't want to mark this chart up here, but I mean, I do want to see Bitcoin get the bounce here. So again, my Bitcoin bought at $113,400 or so, maybe a little bit below that. And it's going to sell at 115.6. Now, if we dump lower, it's going to buy more. It's going to buy more Bitcoin if we go lower. But so that's kind of how that works. If you go lower, it buys, and then it sells when we get a bounce up. And this is the first full day that I've had this working. So we'll see what happens. But again, right now, the bot wants to sell up here at 115.6. And if we go any lower than, I think, 112.8, I think it's going to buy more Bitcoin. And yeah, so that's kind of what we got going on. I will say, though, I don't want again, if we lose 114, I could see us sweeping the lows here and going lower. So. What is it you're using? It's called Minotaur Trading, so that's the bot I'm using. And it's right there. That's how you spell it. If you guys can see that on TikTok, let me see. Can you guys read that? And you can look them up online, Minotaur. I mean, it's pretty expensive for the bot, but it's an investment. That's how I see it, and so I bought it. We'll see what happens. I know the Crypto Lifer. If you guys know him, he uses it, so I trust him. And then I thought about doing this for like 6 months before I finally did it. So it's not like something I just decided to do overnight. And I'm pretty excited actually about the bot. I have something that's good trade for me when I can't trade. It's nice. Anyways, we'll see what happens. But yeah. That's my update, guys, on the market. I'm not loving what I see. If we take out 114, I see Bitcoin going probably at least down to 112.6 again. If we can hold 114, I can see move up to 119, 120. If you lose 114 to me, it's kind of game over. So if Bitcoin goes much lower than it is right now, it's looking like we're going to sweep these lows at 112.6. And that's kind of where I stand with the market short term. Like, that's just where I stand. If we go over the 10-minute time frame short term, can we make this a falling wedge? It looks like you're just going to start dumping. I mean, I don't know. The 10-minute time frame is oversold, trying to hold at 200. But again, if you lose the 10-minute 200-day moving average at 113.8, then again, that's pretty bearish. So 114, 113.8 don't look good. I mean, if we lose those levels, those are key levels that we must hold on the smaller time frames. At this point now, guys, we have lost the level of 114. So again, not loving what I'm seeing. I'm gonna go see if I'm gonna go to my. I'll be back on TikTok in 10 seconds. I do want to see if my trade's still open because I feel like I need to put my stop. I do think I need to move my stop loss here on Bitcoin. Yeah, at 114. So I don't think it's in a trade anymore. It closed the trade at $114,000. So okay, we're out of the trade. So guys, we are out of that Bitcoin trade. Like the bot is still in the trade, but as far as my trade is concerned, I'm out of the long on Bitcoin that I had short term. The bot is still in the trade, but I had my own trade on my own exchange. So right now the bot's still long, but I am currently out of my Bitcoin long because you lost 114,000, even for a brief second. So at this point, Bitcoin looks bearish. Bitcoin did lose a 1 minute 200. Anytime that happens, there is at least a small move to the downside most of the time, if not a large move. And at this point, Bitcoin did just breach barely, but it did breach 114,000, at least on the exchange I was using. So thank you guys for the 1,000 likes. That's kind of what I see going on. What about Solana? We can go look at Solana. Sorry, I just saw that. Let's go look at Solana. I'll use. Let me see. It's not what I wanted. So let's go look at Solana. Let's go look at Solana on the daily time frame. So Solana right now on the daily time frame has a measure move of $297. This is an ascending triangle. You got the breakout, then you try to make a falling wedge. I was hoping for a bounce here. Look at the stock RSI. Look at the starting curve sideways. That's usually a sign that you're going to roll over. I mean, I don't know, man, not financial bias, but this doesn't look great to me. You look at the 12-hour time frame. Yes, you could maybe go sideways here, flag out, and get a move up. But at this point, like 12-hour looks sketchy to me. Could you say that the 4 hours trying to flag out? I don't know, man. I wouldn't want to push my luck here with Solana. I mean, it's kind of sketchy price action. Now, what you could say maybe is that you're in some kind of parallel channel here to going to the upside here on Solana, and if you can hold these levels, if Solana continues this local bounce off of 203, I see it continuing to the top of the pattern, probably at least at 219, and then from there maybe you get a bounce at 210. But as far as I'm concerned right now, it must hold 203. If you lose 203, I see a move coming down to 188 on Solana. If Solana holds $203, I do see Solana probably continuing higher. So Solana is in a parallel channel going to the upside here. That is a good sign. So ever since about the September 26th, Solana has looked somewhat bullish to me in the last 4 days. But we'll see. You must continue this bounce off of 203, 204. If you don't, it's not good. So I think Solana short term looks somewhat interesting to me. Yeah, I think Solana can continue higher here. If you hold 204, it looks good. If you lose 204 on Solana, I see $188 coming for Solana. That's just my quick TA on Solana. So, yeah, that's kind of my market update, guys, on what's going on tonight. If you guys have any other requests, let me know, and I'll look at that. But as far as I'm concerned right now, that's kind of my update. So I'm just getting everything situated here. Bitcoin lost 114 now, and now let's see what my bot's still long, but the local trend is about to flip bearish. If this flips bearish, if we sweep these lows, I think the next target order is 112.8. I think maybe I'm a little bit wrong about that. We'll see. But the trend could be reversing here pretty quickly on Bitcoin. So I'd just be cautious here, guys. It does look like Bitcoin might get a small dump right now to the downside. Let me look at the 15-minute time frame on Bitcoin. 15 is oversold, so I'm not sure this is the best time to open a short. 30-minute and 1 hour look very bearish to me. So if you just look at the 33-minute, that looks like you could get a move lower. Yeah, this looks kind of sketchy. I see a dump coming for Bitcoin. And where is this dump coming? Well, most likely your next target to the downside would be about a 112. So that's the next support I see to the downside. If Bitcoin cannot hold 112, 114,356, I see 112 being the next support. And then below that 110.8. So that's kind of my update on Bitcoin, guys, for the night. I hope you guys have a great night. I want to leave this page. And yeah, that's my market update. I see Bitcoin probably rolling over here for the night unless we reclaim 114 like about right now. That's kind of what I see going on. The market doesn't look fantastic to me. And yeah, that's where it would leave us for the night. But I didn't just ruin it. All right, I think I messed this up because I'm looking at too many things. I shouldn't be doing that. Maybe I can zoom back in and we're fine. Anyways, Bitcoin right now doesn't look great to me. It just doesn't. I see Bitcoin getting him further move to the downside in the next few hours. And again, my next target to the downside is about 112. The next area of liquidity is about 112.1 on the chart. So again, I don't use the VRVP very often, but if we lose this level right here at 113.8, your next short-term target's 113.3. If you lose that level, you're looking at 112.1. But the biggest area of liquidity I see is about 112.1. So if Bitcoin cannot hold 114, I see 112 coming for Bitcoin. That's where I'll leave us for the night. The trends are found till the end. Right now, the trend on the smaller time frames is to the upside, above the 200-day moving average. But again, it looks sketchy to me, and I would be cautious. Again, Bookmap has more liquidity to the downside at 108, so I believe Bitcoin is going to get a move further down. Maybe not to 108 tonight, but 112 could happen in the next few hours. That's what I'd be looking for on Bitcoin. I'm more bearish than bullish. Bullish right now on Bitcoin. I see a move coming down to 112 for the night. And I'll see you guys in the next one. I'll be back live on Saturday at 9 p.m. Central Time. Until then, trade safe. Always use a stop loss, and I hope you have a great rest of your work week. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great rest of your work week. Goodbye. Quick, short stream, but that's just, I wanted to do a quick market update. Adios.